Our credo at Naturopathica is a deeper beauty. And we look at beauty through the lens of health and look at how, hormones, blood sugar, lifestyle factors like stress, sleep, all of that ladder up to clear, beautiful skin. I grew up on a farm in Virginia, so I always had a love of the outdoors and everything natural. My mother was a farmer, and I loved being outdoors and learning about plants. But I also had another influential figure growing up, my aunt. She lived outside of Paris. And so when I was a teenager, I was like, well, I'm going to go visit her. And Aunt Eleanor was way ahead of her time. I mean, she was really into natural food. She didn't eat any processed food. She was a student of homeopathy. She was really rad. And she loved to go visit different spas and do the mud treatments and the water treatments. And she loved to go visit her local herbal apothecary. And we would walk into this little apothecary and they would say, like, what's happening this week? And, oh, let's give you some linden blossom tea if you have digestive problems. Or how about some kava root if you're having trouble sleeping? And that just blew my mind, that whole aspect of using the ancient arts of herbal medicine, aromatherapy, and phytotherapy to heal and tend the body was the inspiration for my company. Flash forward in 1995, I opened our first healing arts center in East Hampton, New York. And not many people realize that when we first opened, we really were an herbal apothecary. We had floor-to-ceiling jars of herbs, calendula and golden seal and all these different things. And it wasn't about a year after that that I sort of poked my head up and thought, well, wait a minute, we are into herbal medicine and we own that space, but what's going on in natural skincare? Looking back on my career, one of my faults really is being too far ahead of the curve.
Trailblazer.
In 1995, people weren't talking about clean and natural ingredients, I can assure you. It was all big cosmeceuticals and the stronger the better and that type of thinking. But we've been having a conversation about clean skincare for over 2 decades, and I am thrilled that that has become mainstream, and I think it's here to stay, which is so exciting. But I have to say, Katie, at the same time, I see many brands talking about clean with talking about no lists, no parabens, no glycols. And for me, it's like, of course we don't use toxic ingredients, but what are the yes ingredients? We're very committed to green technology and sustainability. And that's what I think is the juicy area of where it's going, moving forward. When I first started, I used my background as an herbalist to drop in every ingredient that I knew would be calming to the skin, because we know that inflammation is the primary cause of premature aging of the skin. But I also wore my esthetician's hat and wanted to make sure that these formulas really had gunpowder to them. So we used peptides, we used alpha hydroxy acids, we used retinols, vitamin C, and things that we know can deliver results, but in clean base materials. And I think that was really the point of departure. Even back in the 90s, there were lots of big doctor brands that had, vitamin C and retinols, but the base materials were filled with irritating ingredients. The conversation for me hasn't always been toxicity. It's about inflammation in the skin and calming that down. So by using things like aloe and calendula and oats, our formulas are super skin friendly and work in harmony with the skin. One of the things that really interests me as an esthetician is a new category I call skin conditioners. And by that, I mean, I like to, instead of looking for that miracle ingredient, really looking at setting the palette for your face almost, right? Like the way you do for a canvas, and how we condition the skin. So, one of the first and most important steps is cleansing. And sadly, so many companies out there are still using harsh surfactants that strip that hydrolipid layer of the skin, that balance of oil and water, and that creates a whole host of problems. So what our Manuka Honey Cleansing Balm does is it's a very rich, buttery balm. It just has honey and calendula and all these mango butter in it. And what it does is you apply it to dry skin and massage it in. Then you dip your hands in water and continue to massage it. It'll foam up and emulsify. And then you just take a warm compress, put it over your face, and gently wipe off, your skin just glows. It's one of the best skin conditioning treatments you can do.